Welcome back to Nets Republic. Did everyone go home and do their homework? That's what I'm curious in knowing. Did everyone take the 24 hours to go and do their homework? If you didn't, pause the video. Don't even watch it until you went back and did your homework. Did you look at the Rockets? Did you look at the Warriors from this past year? Did you look at all the examples of small ball, where it failed, where it worked? If you didn't, don't lie. Go back and check, because you need to be prepared for class today, but that's neither here nor there. Welcome back to Nets Republic. I'm the kid Sever the Bond in a Blake Griffin shirt because I can't let go of the past. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, Karis, I'll give you a little love too. Don't worry, Karis. I'm going to give you a little love too. Anyway, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please tell a Nets fan to tell a Nets fan to subscribe to the channel. I always say tell a Nets fan to tell a Nets fan because all Nets fans are subscribed to this channel already, so tell a Nets fan to tell a Nets fan to subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I went through y'all's comments yesterday, and y'all made a lot of good suggestions about ways that maybe it's not the end of the world. I mean, I still think it is. My opinion has not changed whatsoever, but y'all have some very decent arguments about how it is that this can work. So I really went to YouTube University and just looked up all the different ways we can go about doing this and making it work, and assuming that the situation will handle itself. Before we get into it, once you're done subscribing, please click the link in the description. I believe it's like dopejerseys.com or something like that. Click the link in the descriptions, buy you a shirt from Nets Republic while you're at it. The subscription is the priority, but if you want to support us as well, by all means buy some merch, but that's not here nor there. Probably going to get fired for that, but that's not here or there. The main thing that I collected from the things I saw, let's turn on the other light. The main things I collected from what I saw is that everyone's going to have to buy in. I'm going to keep it all the way a Milwaukee bean with you. Everyone's going to have to buy into this. Let's go up and down the roster. I should have been prepared. See, and now I'm the one who's not prepared for class. Let's go up and down the roster real quick, and let's just examine what it is that we're working with one more time. Now, got it pulled up right here. One of the main things I pulled away from it is, number one, I forgot how good Ben Simmons is defensively. Go back and look at some of those highlights. Just type in Ben Simmons defense on YouTube. Look at some of the stuff this man does. I was unaware. I was aware of the passing and the fast break dunks and his lack of a jump shot. But I'm gonna be real. I don't really sit on the internet and watch like defensive tutorials and stuff like that because that's kind of boring. But this morning, last night, I really looked at what he does on the defensive end. I didn't know he was that good. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was that good. I looked at him in comparison to Draymond Green, and I was like, oh, so it's actual defense, like moving your feet laterally and not just elbowing folks and clotheslining them like JBL. I had no idea. This man's actually like above decently average. This man is on point like a pencil when it comes to defense. I didn't know Ben Simmons was that good. That's why y'all have been saying center. Something else along those lines, if he were to have some matchups and some lineups where he is playing a small ball center, that doesn't mean he can't be a point forward still. I think in my mind, when I think of a starting lineup, I'm like trapped in 2K. Where it's like you've got someone at a certain position and they're just kind of like programmed into that slot the whole game. Just because someone is guarding a center does not mean they cannot then bring the ball up the court, almost like how LeBron does, right? Our literal point forward. So I guess if we just tell Ben Simmons to guard whoever the center is, we'll be fine. I don't know what that's going to do to his back, but we just have to believe that the man is healthy and ready to go. So I can sort of see how some instances of him playing center and him playing power forward could work, so long as he is in charge of facilitating the ball on the other side. I'm perfectly fine with it. And again, this is a world where Claxton gets hurt, which he most likely will. But hypothetically, he doesn't, and he is at full health and has a surprisingly healthy season, and a season where Day'Ron Sharpe also gets hurt, which I don't really see that happening. He seems pretty durable. I don't remember seeing anything where he gets hurt or something like that. And he played a lot in the G League. Played a lot in the G League. So I didn't hear anything about he needed time off. I remember Kyrie gave him COVID, but outside of that, he seemed pretty healthy to me last year, but that's not here or there. But let's go up and down this roster. Oh, something else I noticed. and I'm jumping the gun here, but I just got to say it as I'm thinking about it, Royce O'Neal. Now, I was making jokes yesterday about how short he is. Oh my God, his defense. Another instance where it's like, look up the clips, and it's not the offensive side. Ignore the offensive side for, I'm gonna put my phone down right here. Ignore the offensive side for a second. I'm strictly talking defense. Type in Royce O'Neal defense, and you will immediately have a moment of, oh, he's that guy from the Jazz. You'll immediately have that moment click in your mind where it's like, oh, it's that dude. That man's defense is so good, and he's around that general size, that I think, honestly, he should be starting. Is that a hot take? Should that have been its own video? Maybe. Maybe. But I feel like we'll be saying this a million times during the season as is. Because you know at some point, probably the first night, they're going to be afraid of giving someone a chance or something like that. And they'll have Markieff Morris as the starting. Like, you know he's going to be starting. You know Markieff Morris is going to be our starting four. Like, let's just... You know it's going to happen. That's the type of shenanigans Steve Nash is going to throw out there. So... while we're experimenting with lineups, because you know we're going to go through that at some point, I'm putting my hat out there for Royce O'Neal starting. So this is my new starting lineup, because the last thing we need is more offense, and you know how I feel about Joe Harris. But that's not, like, I ain't forget the Bucks series. Maybe y'all just have forgiven him, but I ain't forget the Bucks series. And I never will. He just had to hit one shot. Just one shot. And we were probably champions that year, but that's not here or there. Anyway, so I'm thinking about a starting lineup, and I am aware that I just conceded to this man could possibly play the 4. I still want him at 1. Just from the, not from the instance of like they're locked into this one specific role, just from an on-paper standpoint, okay? Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Royce O'Neal, Royce O'Neal, Kevin Durant, Claxton. I'll run it back. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Royce O'Neal, Kevin Durant, Claxton. That man's defense is that good. It is truly that good. I watched this man put the clamps on people almost a foot taller than him. We're going to get into how it is you do that and the specifics of that in a second. I just want to throw out there, because we'll be saying it all season, I'm sure. It's one of those things that we'll be screaming, Steve, why aren't you doing it? Steve Nash, why aren't you doing it? And I'm just getting ahead of it right now. But I'm putting my hat out there just from the footage I saw, just from the footage I saw. That man Royce O'Neal should be starting. And I don't even think that's a question. And he's not bad on offense. I mean, that's not what he's known for, but he's not bad on offense. But let's just take a look at this roster one more again. And yes, all 17 will not be there going forward, but just for Kanye's and giggles, okay? Let's just look at this roster real quick. Kevin Durant, we all know KD can play defense. Possible he can play the 5 if he needs to, okay? So Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, defensive liability, Joe Harris, play some D, okay, stand in, play some D, he'll try, I'm here for it, Claxton, Royce O'Neal, okay, TJ Warren. I'm putting him in the Joe Harris category from the clips I saw online, because I've been studying everybody today. From the clips I saw online, Jimmy Butler was giving him the business, but he wasn't a complete traffic cone, and he gets rebounds. And rebounding is a part of defense, so I don't think he's terrible. I'm putting him in the Joe Harris category, whereas if you just buy in, you never know, right? Like the New York lottery. Hey, you never know. You feel me? Cam Thomas, Jesus, Day'Ron Sharpe, Day'Ron Sharpe, okay, Patty Mills, Sumter plays defense, right? Am I off on that? I remember seeing somewhere that he plays defense. So I'm gonna check mark that one. We all know Kessler Edwards going to put the clamps on someone, right? So we don't need to be worried about that. And I'm sure there will be some nasty lineups where he's at the 5 as well. But that's not here to there. Watanabe on my wrist. I mean, he's got some cool blocks. Some packages of him playing decent defense. He's tall, so I mean, I'm here for it. Markieff Morris, we already know he's playing D. Duke Jr., he's playing D. And again, I have no idea who this Williams guy is. Y'all were vouching for him and saying that he is a decent player, but I mean, I don't exactly know who that man is, and I did not do any research on him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got to Duke Jr. and said, well, I'm done, time to film the video, but that's not here to there. I just took a really long nap in between. I was dreaming about the defense, but something that's gonna have to happen is what and this is on another channel, so if you follow me over from the Sever the Bond main channel, then you already know what I am referencing about I had a phase during the pandemic, well, the pandemic's still going, during quarantine, like in the beginning, like when there wasn't a restart. Like I had a phase in quarantine where I became obsessed with the Rockets' decision to trade Clint Capella. I thought it was so fascinating, and I was like, how are they gonna make Robert Covington and PJ Tucker work? That's your defensive line. How is that going to work? I was so fascinated by it. I did an entire deep dive. I really suggest you check it out. Really suggest you check it out. It was during a very dark period of time, but so it's a very in-depth deep dive. And the main thing I took from it is what you need effort, commitment, and buy-in. Now, those are 3 buzz terms that all mean the same thing, but just for the sake of making a YouTube video, effort, commitment, buy-in. Now, let's assume everyone watching this video at some point has played some form of basketball before. Assuming, whether it's whatever type of level, I'm assuming you've played basketball at some point. If you haven't, just follow along with the class. So, let's say you go to your local YMCA or something like that, or your rec league, or you're just playing basketball with your friends after school or something like that. I don't know the demos of everyone here, but like let's just say you're just out hooping, right? You're out and you're hitting the old courts and you're hooping, right? The chances of you having individuals that are going to vary from 6'2" to about 7 feet, and the 5 of y'all are going to make the AT&T singular bar joint, right? As far as your heights, you're going to have a true 1 through 5, very small, right? When you're playing, everyone is normal-sized individuals. Your smallest dude is probably going to be some high schooler that walked onto the court, and he's like maybe 5'6", right? He's of my demo, right? He's in the 5'6" range, right? Your tallest dude might be 5'10". And I'm talking about real life here. So in real life, everyone plays small ball as it is. You might have one dude on the court who's 6 foot, maybe. Are there not times, and this is for all my short folks out here, are there not times where you have to play center? You're like 5'5" or 5'6" or something like that. You might be the shortest one on the court. All genders can answer, by all means. Are there not times where sometimes the shortest person, when you're playing pickup just at a random spot, is playing center? And do you not get the job done? Well, maybe not always, but in general, don't you get the job done? It's not like you say, oh, we don't have any tall people on our team, we can't play. No, you just get the job done. I'll tell you from personal experience, I'm like 5'7" in shoes, right? Double socked up, I'm 5'7", right? Straight up Lil Wayne type stuff. 140 pounds, 5'6" on the ground. You in the building, we ain't even in the lounge. I tried to work, but couldn't even. You feel me, right? Whenever I play any form of pickup, I'm normally the center. And I'm itty bitty. And I'm out there playing center. Tallest dudes out there might be maybe 5'10", You might get your occasional 6-foot dude out there, barely. But I'm normally playing center. But then on offense, you feel me? The kid be going to D Rose town, but that's not here there. What I'm trying to say is I get the job done. And I am by no means a superstar athlete. I'm old. My knees be hurting. My back be acting up. I can only play 3 games and I'm out type stuff. But I get the job done because of effort and because of hustle. Look at Draymond Green. Do you think Draymond Green is out there putting the clamps on dudes like 7'3" because he's got some secret weapon or he like clicks a button on his watch and says, go, gadget, late, right? Like none of that happens. It's effort and hustle. What makes individuals like PJ Tucker such an aggressive force down low? Effort and hustle. How did Robert Covington do it? Effort and hustle. How was it that the Golden State Warriors were able to withstand all the onslaughts of dudes bigger than them? I'm talking about your Jokic's. They had to go through the Western Conference. How did they do it with Kevin Looney coming off the bench type stuff? Effort, hustle, commitment. The buy-ins. Maybe you got some people with some long arms on them. I mean, you had Gary Trent Jr. out there, the mitten, putting the clamps on folks, putting people in maximum, you feel me? How is it that Marcus Smart is able to guard centers at times? The hustle and the effort. And we have a collection of dudes who can do that. Now, it's going to be a season-long commitment, but we picked up people that already have that mindset. You feel me? And we picked up the dirtiest, grimiest of individuals where it is actually possible for this to work. And we picked up so many of them, Kyrie can literally just focus on hooping. Kevin Durant is going to play a little defense, but he can basically just focus on hooping. We have a collection of, and I hate to use the terminology, but we got, you feel me, get the x-ray machine. We got a collection of folks with that dog in them. You feels me? That dog in them. Just a collection of junkyard dogs. Now, I don't really subscribe to the ideology of calling African Americans dogs, but you get what I mean. It's possible. Now, let's go up and down that roster one more time with the idea in our minds of what if they buy in. We're going to ignore the fact that Steve Nash is the coach for just a second and assume that they collectively buy in. Now let's re-look at this roster and you tell me if you are as concerned as you were yesterday. And yes, I am aware I was the only person concerned yesterday, but that is content creation. Now let's look at this one more time. Kevin Durant, we good. Kyrie Irving, if he buys in, and he most likely will. There are multiple times where y'all try to jump at me and say, no, but Kyrie be trying. The passing, you feel me? He jumps in the passing lanes on some Iverson type stuff. If he treats every single game like how he did James Harden that one time when they went to Philly, we good. That's the effort. That's the buy-in. You just got to care. Ben Simmons, we good. Seth Curry, as much as I like to drone on him for being little, his defense is actually not that bad. To be his height, he getting it done. Now, I'm not saying he will be a part of the brigade that can be switched off on centers, but there's been a couple times where he does the Carmelo slap, gets the ball away from him, pushes the fast break. It's possible if you buy in. Come on now, Joe Harris. It's possible. Y'all have seen it more than me. Joey will buy in. Joey will be scrappy and get the 50-50 balls. It's possible. Little help defender. Put your hands up next to Claxton. Let's see you get the ball up now. Let's see you pass now. It's possible. Come on now. Royce O'Neal, we already know. Got that dog in him. TJ Warren, I believe he'll buy in. And again, when face-to-face in the bubble with Jimmy Butler, I saw multiple instances where the man was giving it all she's got. I saw it, y'all. I saw it. He'll buy in. I know he will. Don't even worry about it. Cam Thomas. I think he will. I think he will see everyone around him buying in with the commitment to the hustle and all that, and he will fall in line as well. Especially with how little he plays, you might as well. Allegedly, you won't get the minutes if you don't do it. Again, Steve Nash is the coach, but we will pretend like he's not for a second. I believe he'll fall in line. Day'Ron Sharpe, come on now. We goody. Patty Mills, I'm putting in the same category as Seth Curry. And he's from that Spurs system, so he knows how to play D. I'm sure he will if asked. And he not gonna let his buddy, his pupil, his Anakin, you feel me, to his Obi-Wan. He ain't gonna let Ben Simmons outshine him there. He gonna make sure he got the active hands, you feel me? He gonna have the active hands to throw the ball down the court and get Ben Simmons that wide open joint, you feel me? The transition points, he'll buy in. Former Spur, he'll buy in. Sumner, I don't know, but I assume, these kids are scrappy, I assume. Kessler Edwards, we already know it's going with Kessler Edwards. We already know. What's in on my wrist? Yes, he will buy in. Just play Donda. He will buy in. He will buy in. Play Donda. Promise you that. Markieff Moore. Duke Jr. and other dude? Absolutely. That's all Duke Jr. do is play D. We will be fine. We will be just fine. It's just a matter of, is everyone going to buy in? And I think if some of the main players decide to take a couple possessions off, we have enough of them dudes that got that dog in them that the situation will handle itself. Has small ball worked ever? Yes, it has. The Warriors just did it. Wonderful point y'all laid out in the comments. They literally just did it. And I would like to think that our dogs are doggier than their dogs. So yes, we will most likely be fine. Our only issue is Steve Nash as the coach. Someone has to instill this energy. Someone has to maintain the energy, and we're just leaving it up to Ben Simmons. We just have to assume that Ben Simmons and Keith Morris and all of them are going to be vocal enough in the locker room to where that energy will be cascaded across the rest of the team. Because all Steve Nash is going to do is clap. So hopefully one of them will carry the torch defensively and just let the couple scorers just do their scoring thing. Let TJ Warren, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and them just focus on scoring. Everyone else, dig your heels in the dirt and get ready to defend. I'm not putting Cam Thomas in that only score category because he needs to play some freaking defense. So, you feels me? So, everyone else, dig your heels in the dirt and get ready, because it's going to take a full team effort. That is the only way this is going to work. With no real center outside of Claxton, this is the only way this is going to work. And the one thing that I've been wondering if we were going to do, and it looks like we are, this is finally the season where we say, Claxton, you got it. This is that season. So if he's got it, you feel me? If this is the redemption arc for the LeVert trade, if this is the redemption arc for trading away Jared Allen, this is our moment, this is his moment, then I am putting my full faith in Claxton. He is going to have to be the anchor. He's had multiple examples, you feel me? He's been playing with Drummond. He's been playing with Blake. He's been playing with LaMarcus Aldridge. He's been playing with that one dude whose name I forgot, the really tall guy with the funny hair. I cannot remember his name at this moment, but we had him for like a week. What was his name? I can't remember. Y'all probably can't remember either because that is not enough of a description, but he kind of bounces around the league. He's got a really funny name. It sounds like it's French or something like that, but We have had a myriad, that might not be the right word, but we have had an assortment, if you will, of various centers come through in the last 3 years. And Claxton has had opportunities to watch every single one of them. He was playing with DeAndre Jordan. Like, he's had them dudes. It is time to step up and put your name amongst the leaders of young centers who get it done. If I can get 8 blocks with you on 2K, you can get it done in real life, gosh dang it. Hop to it, man. Hop to it. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. Did you do your research? Leave a paragraph down below. I will read over it. And we will continue to have optimism through this offseason. I don't think it will. I just want to throw it out there right now. I don't think it's going to work. If we win a championship, play this back and say, oh, Seven didn't believe, I don't think it's going to work. But we have no choice but to be positive. And it can. We just watched it work with Golden State. We are not the Warriors, but talent-wise, we have the foundation laid out. And if we don't get it done this year, maybe another year to get. I mean, it's the same general team, just plus a bunch of dogs. And history tells you that that's really all you need. Right? Kobe was finna leave. Mid-season, you get Pau Gasol. All of a sudden, you make the finals. You just need them dogs. And that is what Kevin and them have been delivered. Same core, we just added dogs. History says that that is enough. So let's see what happens. Nets Republic. Except for the bond. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.